Hello, my name is AJ. I'm your HYPOXiX coach for today, and we have level 5.4 standing split rotation. So my right side is going to be facing the tether point. Please join me on the same side so I can cue you through. My left foot is forward. This is a far foot exercise with my right side facing the tether point, and contralateral simply means on the opposite side of the body. So we're going to hold that resistance in the opposite hand, in contrast to our front foot, which is our right hand. Yellow band to begin with this one because we are adding rotation. Less is more when it comes to resistance with these rotational exercises. Now, if you're working with a HYPOXiX coach and they've suggested some other kind of resistance for you based on your assessment, you of course want to follow that because that's going to optimize your program. Otherwise, this is a perfect foundational starting place, so let's begin. 4-foot stride length always with the standing split. Then, you want to imagine that 80% of the body weight is always on that front foot. Whether you're hinged forward, here's what the movement looks like, or you're coming up forward. Now, the next point that you want to focus on is don't let the low back move. So as you hinge forward, only hinge as far forward as you can without letting the low back move. So you're really going to pull that left hip back when you do the movement. Now, once you're comfortable, you may want to start the first set with the hand on the low back, but otherwise the left hand is behind the head. HYPOXiX head stance is pressing back into the hand and also lifting up, creating height in the spine here. So we're going, when we're in the hip hinge position when we start, there's a lot happening under the front foot, that left foot. You're putting most of the pressure under the big toe and the inner heel. That's something called pronation that we're training of that front foot. Additionally, when I say ground resistance, I mean pull that front foot back toward the back foot hard. So if the ground were slippery, that foot would pull back just like that. So ground resistance, pronation, my eyeballs are specific. My gaze specificity is staring at the front knee. It's shooting a laser over the third toe when I'm in the hinge position. When I'm in the upright position, I'm finding two panoramic points. For me, it's my knee on side and it's a light on the front. I'm finding them every time. We're exercising the muscles of our eyeballs and we're working our cognition, our nervous system, and optimizing our joint mechanics as we find our knee every single time we go to that hip hinge position. So that's important. Now, I want you to imagine there's a towel between your right upper arm and the rib, and I don't want the upper arm to move here. That right shoulder staying back as you work that rotator cuff. That's it. Really exciting. Now, for this particular one, we are going to a level 4 breathography. So we go 4-6-4 with our breath retention formula, loosening the ribbon, your ribbon on your exhale, and keeping it loose on the breath retention. Only pausing the movement when we go to our engaged inhale. Don't worry, we're gonna do it together. If you're only gonna focus on 2 things, if it's your first time, stay connected to your breath. You may even want to perform this exercise in the still position and just find your breath in your ab ribbon. And then additionally, making sure you're not moving from the low back. So you may want to put a hand on your low back to begin. Otherwise, you're going to add those other layers to optimize the exercise as you become more skilled at this exercise and this level of breath and movement. So let's take it from our Z posture prep. Inhale. Hiss, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Stare at the knee. Panorama. Loosen your ribbon. You're holding 4, 3, 2, 1. Panorama. Pause. Inhale. Inhale. Loosen your ribbon. You're holding 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Stare at the knee. Feel the ribbon. Hold the breath for 4, 3, 2, and finish. Whew, I know, intense for the core, the glute. Amazing work. Rest 15 to 30 seconds. Then at this point, you want to repeat it, of course, on the other side. So you can either rewind the video just about 60 seconds so we can perform it together, or stop the video here if you're no longer a beginner. Repeat it on your own to stay true to that tempo, frequency, intensity, and duration of your breathography breath cycles. You may choose to put a metronome on your phone at 60 beats per minute so that you stay true to that 2-second inhale, that 8-second exhale, always keeping that exhale long to avoid hyperventilation, stay connected to your core, and all of the other things that are optimized with a long exhale. Loosen your ab ribbon on the exhale and always keeping it loose on that breath retention.